My announcement of leaving did not go unnoticed.
Jon Stewart's surprise announcement.
16 years as the host of The Daily Show. Now he's stepping aside.
I don't think overall he's been a force for good, because I think especially in his later years, he got a little nasty.
A little nasty, not a force for good. Okay, I can handle that. But Megyn, in his later years? I am only 52. I got 4 to 5 productive years left. And then about 10 to 15 that are mostly... And then I guess, the last 4 or 5 angry, confused years, or as they're sometimes referred to, the Fox News viewer demo years. You know what? I'm just kidding. It's all good. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
What he added to our political discourse was largely sarcasm, insults, and dishonest editing.
It's clearly selective editing of clips.
I can speak personally to a lot of the attacks that were levied on me had no foothold in the facts.
Why, dishonest and no foothold in the facts. You have cast aspersions upon my honor. And I demand satisfaction. I challenge you, Fox News, to a lie-off. Your distortions and lack of fact footholds against mine. To start us off, here is 50 of yours in a 6-second vine. Plenty more where that came from. Only have a 22-minute show. Actually, you just go to the website and you can peruse each lie at your leisure. You see, something of a conventional wisdom about this show has taken hold on the right. A thought they've become so comfortable with that they don't feel the need to even offer evidence to support it. That we lie and distort things all the time to make them look bad. It's perhaps best summed up by this fella here.
Jon Stewart has helped to polarize the country by poisoning the Republican brand. Oh, yes.
Poisoning the Republican brand. You're talking about this brand right here.
The college co-ed Susan Fluke, who goes before a congressional committee and essentially says that she must be paid to have sex. What does that make her? It makes her a slut, right?
If any race of people should not have guilt about slavery, it's Caucasians. Obama's entire economic program is reparations. Hu Jintao was just going ching-chong, 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 ching-ba-ba-ba.
He is moving all around and shaking, and it's purely an act. This is really shameless of Michael J. Fox.
We poisoned that brand. Just out of curiosity, let me ask you a question, and I mean this sincerely. How do you poison a cyanide factory? But see, the little game that they play here is the only reason the right looks bad is that these guys are unfair liars to us. By the way, that sentiment is brought to you by Arby's. Arby's. Proof Jon Stewart cannot destroy a brand by telling people what's in it. Pig anus and cheese! Pig anus and cheese! My point is, we don't lie. We don't distort. We actually have a fellow who works in the building who uses every fiber of his being to prevent us from doing so, that moral bastard.
John?
What?
Actually, my parents were married, so technically I'm not a bastard.
Fine, it was a figure of speech. The point is, on the right, they're pretending that our truthfulness is what's really important to them, which ironically is not true. What matters to the right is discrediting anything that they believe harms their side. That's their prime directive. And unlike Captain Kirk, they stick with the prime directive. They don't just drop the protocol anytime they feel like humping a green girl in a unitard. Look, This mission drives their attack on all the institutions that form the foundation of the country they purport to love so dearly.
Our big and very broken government got bigger and more broken.
American students who are already suffering in a broken education system.
Teachers suggesting America is evil.
America's election system, broken.
Science itself seems a little bit corrupt. There's a lot of agendas involved.
Voter fraud is rampant.
And what, pray tell, is wrong with these institutions?
The liberal bias and anti-Americanism is infiltrating America's public schools.
Are liberals ignoring science to push their agenda?
The liberal left trying to destroy too many good things about our country.
Cure the cancer of liberalism that has America on her knees.
On her knees! All of our liberal dicks! All of them! Each institution suffering from the same malady of liberalism, and what can be done? This is their genius. They purport to want to fix things, but conservatives are not looking to make education more rigorous and informative, or science more empirical or verifiable, or voting more representative, or the government more efficient or effective. They just want all those things to reinforce their partisan ideological conservative viewpoint. Because in their minds, the opposite of bad isn't good. The opposite of bad is conservative. The opposite of wrong isn't right. Well, okay, but you get my point. It's right wing. They judge solely on the level of conservative content in everything. It's their only litmus test. Even stupid.
If you thought American Sniper's success meant Hollywood was getting less liberal, you didn't see the Oscars last night.
The mega hit was snubbed on Sunday night at the Oscars.
Oh, Clint Eastwood, yeah, he spoke up for the Republican Party. We don't like him so much. We're going to make a point with that.
Is Clint Eastwood the problem with American Sniper, do you think? Because he was at the RNC talking to the chair?
Probably.
Clint Eastwood's been a conservative icon for years. Oscars already awarded him with Best Director and Best Picture during that time. The left-wing loons in Hollywood made the movie in the first place and nominated it for Best Picture. Fine. Hollywood didn't give Best Picture to American Sniper, so it must hate America. No, they didn't even give Best Picture to the Best Picture. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. I mean, for God's sakes, if Oscar nominations were based on liberal street cred... You can stream it on iTunes and it's available on Blu-ray. It's an excellent St. Patrick's Day gift. And you know the saddest part of all this? Republicans, conservatives are so relentless in their drive for ideological purity that those institutions they complain about continue to cave for the same reason, I guess, that you always seem to end up going to the restaurant the 4-year-old wants to go to. Fine, we're going to get fribbles again. Just stop crying. 15 states have approved voter ID laws in the absence of any meaningful evidence of voter fraud. An Oklahoma State House committee voted to ban AP history for not sugarcoating slavery enough. Abstinence is approved sex education. And scientific fact isn't reported now, it's debated. So let's just stop. Let's stop pretending that these concessions to the right will at any point sate the beast.
What do you make of Pope Francis?
He's had some statements that to me sound kind of liberal. It has taken me aback.
The Pope isn't conservative enough for these people. So let's just stop giving in to them. Guys, take it from someone who's been watching what they do for a blessedly almost over 16 years or so. Their chronically angry war for ideological purity, where every aspect of life becomes a two-dimensional battle for America's soul, it ages you. Even watching it is killing me. This was me at the start of tonight's show. And if you think that's a lie, I've got a Vine video I want to show you.